Good evening and welcome to the Tessa-Marie Show. Today is Tuesday, August 3rd, and tonight we are featuring the pillar of physical prosperity. As you know, physical prosperity is one of the 5 pillars of prosperity. And for the month of August, we are using those pillars to align with needs and desires that need to be met. Tonight, we're featuring someone who's having financial difficulties, financial situation where they're not able to save any money at all. Last night, we looked at the emotional reasons why. Tonight, we're aligning the physical reasons with the ability to save for one's future. As you know, the 5 pillars represent our life, and if we follow them, we are able to live a much fulfilled life. So here we are showing tonight the pillar of physical prosperity when it is in alignment with saving for your future. So physical prosperity is that one where you believe it's strictly to do with exercising, running, keeping yourself fit, getting ready for the, just being perfectly normally fit. But physical prosperity goes much deeper than that, a lot deeper. And this is where this comes in. When one is looking for physical prosperity, to be aligned and to live a fulfilled life, each one of them has to be aligned. All the pillars need to be put together like a cog in a wheel. Well, everyone has their space and everyone needs to do their thing for the others to stay healthy and to be working. So this young person is not able to save money. And I told them there are different reasons why we don't. And we're not doing it well. Emotional needs make us spend it. And tonight we are featuring the physical needs that's going to make us not be able to save money for our future. So that physical need, for example, let's just look at it from that point of view. You're sick, that's common. Everybody knows that. If one is sick, one is not able to go to work. If one is mildly sick, in some cases it could be a migraine headache, it could be just the common cold, it could be a strained ankle, things that just inhibit us for a short time. But yet, these things will affect our financial situation. In many cases it does. Why? Because perhaps there is no coverage to take one day off work to feel better and to stay in bed and to say, have a bowl of soup because you have this horrible cold and you're not feeling well and you're sitting in bed and you're just so uncomfortable. But you can't. For that one day you don't go to work, you're going to have to find yourself feeling in that state that I must go to work, I'm not getting paid. So we are aligning financial savings to physical prosperity. The physical prosperity, you're not well, you have a cold, but you dare not take that day off. Taking that day off for you is not an option. You take that day off and you will not get paid. That affects your ability to save for your future. It's a very simple one, and one you think that most people would be able to handle. But no, because it's more common than you believe that people get just a day off for being sick. Some cases there is nothing like that. That doesn't happen. These benefits are dwindling away slowly. So perhaps she strained her ankle. No, she can't go to work, but she has no choice. She has to wobble into work because there is no benefit for that one day off or that 2-3 days off. It's not a long, detailed disease or to be in the hospital, but it's a simple one. So the pay gets shut. They take that day off. You're working for 40 hours, but now all of a sudden you only make 32 hours, 8 hours or 7.5, whatever. You don't get paid for that day. Those hours are needed. Those hours are what pays the bills and give you a little bit extra to have a savings. So this is one of the ways in which physical prosperity will hinder you. from savings. Just a simple thing as a common cold, a sprained ankle, a very bad migraine headache, and there you are. Your savings account is not happening. Because the moment we get to that point where our savings is being affected because we do not have the money coming in, we stop it. We don't cut anything else. It's very seldom that we look for areas in our lives to cut it off. They have records that shows a lot of that. That the minute there is something that hits the financial situation, the first thing to go is savings. And that is because the one thing we have done to ourselves is to realize we are not worthy of saving money. We are not worthy to have money. So physical prosperity, when it gets a jolt and it's not working, it affects our financial prosperity because we choose. We are the one that choose immediately to stop it. But we have been programmed that way. We have been programmed to believe we are not worthy of taking care of ourselves, of giving ourselves a chance to count. So the minute something happens that affects our finances, we stop. We stop immediately. We clear that off, and the thing we stop is our savings. So physical prosperity, like all the other pillars, do affect your finances. We do not put ourselves first, and physical prosperity is putting ourselves first. What we do, we cut it off because we had a migraine and they took 7 hours from our pay. We had a common cold and we lost 2 days. So that's just the easy part of physical prosperity affecting it. Now, what about the physical part that a promotion is coming up? A promotion at work. They take one look at you and that is done. I know that is done. Have been there and seen it done. And he said, she doesn't represent the department. She's too fat. She can hardly climb up the stairs. Our meetings are held on the mezzanine. The elevator does not go to the mezzanine. The mezzanine is usually a floor between floors. And that is an area where you have to climb, stairs to go there. And they would say, no, we cannot give her that promotion because she can't attend those weekly meetings. And sometimes we have these meetings 2 and 3 times a week. So yes, physical handicaps does affect our financial prosperity. It does affect our ability to save. I've seen this particular person, bypass for a promotion because she was on the heavier side. Yet she had the ability to do the work. But her physicality stopped them from giving her the chance to succeed. They gave it to somebody who was more agile, who could get to the next floor in a jump and a twist. And they looked at her and said no. Yet that other person did not have the experience required. But because her physical was good, they gave her the chance. No, that's not right. I am not saying it's right. What I'm saying is that these are many of the ways in which your physical prosperity will affect your ability to save money. Illnesses you cannot avoid, but they look at when your weight heavy, that is something you can correct. Yet, in many cases, it is not something you can correct. In many cases, it's maybe something that is in your system. It could be a blood disease. It could be something that's causing you to gain the weight. And of course, that affects you. So you cannot get the promotion. You're not making the money you would like to make in order to give you an opportunity to save more. So yes, your physical health affects your ability to save for your future. Illness is the big one. The ability to not fit the mold of the department or of the area is one that is placed on you. And then you have to decide, is it worth it for me to do something about it so that I get a chance to reach that position I want that will enable me to make more money so that I can save money for my future, of to go on a trip with my friends, my sister, like this young woman has to. So that's what your physical prosperity does. If your physical prosperity is not in aligned, you cannot work to have that extra money. You might end up going to work when you're sick because you cannot take the chance to miss one day's pay. That one day's pay does not only affect your ability to save for a trip, for a holiday, for something else, it affects your ability to rest. You have the common cold and it is said that you need rest. You twisted your ankle, you need to rest it. You have a migraine headache, you need to rest it. But because you have no benefits to have 24 hours or 48 hours off work, you go to work, which makes the situation worse. And then, if the situation gets worse, then you are not working for a longer time. You get less pay. If this migraine headaches gets worse where you need more than a week because you couldn't take 24 hours to relieve and to rest, or you had the common cold and it turned to pneumonia, then you could be let go. Not at that point. There are ways and means. Oh, she's always sick. Every winter she gets a cold. Every summer she has allergies. You know what? We're cutting back in the department. This is the time to cut back and to get rid of him or her. You know, if he's not sick, somebody in his family is sick, he has to take care of his mother, his wife, and they just go on and on. But they do find a way. They do find a way when you're physically not able and you do not have the coverage for benefits to take a day off. You don't take a day off, that common cold gets to be pneumonia. You need more than days off. You might even need to be hospitalized. But if you have no coverage, bills cannot be paid, which makes the stress on your body even worse. While you're lying waiting for the medication, perhaps you have no coverage to pay for the medication either. The stress on the body alone is making it worse. So these are the reasons why your physical health does affect your ability to save. It does affect your ability to plan a future, a financial future that is safe, a financial future where you can have your own home. Imagine you have no benefits and you're sick and your mortgage is due. Will your body take that? Will your mind rest with it? No. It might aggravate the condition and make you feel worse. So what it is you do, what can you do? You have to make sure your physical health is always on point, because it does affect your financial health or your ability to save for your future, your ability to live a fulfilled life, your ability to buy a house of your own, your ability to drive a car of your choice, your ability to go on an annual vacation like this young woman we are working on for this week. How the pillars are affecting her financial trip to go with her sister on a vacation. She said, I am not able to save because emotionally I need to be rewarded. But physically, she's not able to save either, because she cannot have a sick day. She will not get paid if she takes a sick day. My responsibility is to try to get her to look at the weaknesses that will cause her not to be able to take a sick day and help her and guide her to keep herself healthy. There are things that she must do. She has to eat cleaner, eating a well-balanced meal, not getting sufficient sleep, making sure she drinks sufficient water, have an exercise routine, do some meditation, do some changing of what she's doing, maybe walk a little further away, take the bus rather than walk all the way, get off the bus and do some walking, bring her own lunch to work, keep herself healthy by having some supplements, be aware of the when she's feeling not well, that she does something to help her. So you see, my job now is to show her the areas which she can improve in her physical prosperity, to enable her to be always physically prepared so that she can save that money. She can receive work, get paid, and have that money because she's healthier. Also, my guidance might be for her to start looking at a different position in a different company where there is some benefits. That requires planning. That requires taking her time. That requires preparing her physical body for an interview, for several interviews. How she looks, how they see her, how she comes through. So you see, your physical prosperity affects her financial life. That vacation she so wants to go with her sister is now hanging by a thread of a common cold, a thread of a migraine, a thread of just a twisted ankle, a thread of something very, very silly. That's what happens when your physical prosperity is not on point. Something happens that prevents you from reaching your target of saving money because physically you do not have the benefits or the coverage that would enable you to take time off. Going to work when one is not healthy is not good for you, but it's also not good for those in your environment. But the thing that compounds it is, as I said, I have witnessed a common cold turn into pneumonia, a constant cough. The person had to take more time off, no money, no money coming in, no work, no money. So these are the things we have to understand. It's all nice and good to think your financial prosperity is not going to be aligned with your physical prosperity. They are aligned. They're siblings. They belong together. They must go hand in hand. She wants to save money for a future, a trip with her sister. That's the need of now. What the need is of a bigger thing, her own home, purchasing her condo, purchasing a car, going on a vacation with somebody besides the sister. How can she build an emergency account? How can she save for the emergency that will maybe show up? What is she going to do? So you see, this is what we need to understand with the pillar of physical prosperity. That pillar is just as important as all the pillars towards giving you a more fulfilled life. This is why for the entire month of August, we are using the pillars for 5 days, choosing a topic like this young lady came in with, wanting to save, to go on a simple vacation with her sister. And she said, I have the intention to save the money to go on the vacation with my sister, but I cannot do it because emotionally I feel I need it. And then I told her, but physically, what's going on here? Your chances for a promotion is hanging by a thread because you were sick last winter and you had the common cold, you didn't get paid, you weren't able to save your money, you have no benefits to take a day off. You had a migraine, you did not get paid for 2 days, 16 hours. That makes a huge difference in saving for a future. saving for a trip, saving for an emergency, saving for tomorrow. An opportunity for a promotion came along, but they did not give it to her. Why? She's overweight. They didn't say that. That's against the law. But hint, hint. She's not able to move fast enough. The office is on the second floor. There's no elevator. She mightn't be able to climb to come to the meeting on the fourth floor. So what happens? Yes, bad physical health, prosperity affects your financial health because it stops you from functioning to bring in the money you need to live a fulfilled life. So my job, as I said, is to help her. Help her to watch her health. Help her to drink more, encourage her to drink more water. Encourage her to get off the bus and walk for 10 minutes instead of taking the bus all the way home. Encourage her to have a full 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Encourage her to eat a more balanced meal. Encourage her to make a choice between carbs and something else. Encourage her to eat clean. Encourage her to take care of her physical body. Encourage her to take some vitamins so she's not sick, knowing she has no benefits at work. So you see, your physical prosperity is dependent on everything you do with that physical body of yours. If you are spending money for the exercise program, are you doing it or are you wasting that money? Because these are the things we need to look at when we are talking about physical prosperity and saving the money. All she wants, she started by telling me, I want to go on a trip with my sister. My emotional prosperity is weak. I always find a way to justify why I need to spend money and not save it. I have no coverage at work. I cannot take a day off work. I don't get paid. What can I do? And I said to her, this is what you can do. And I had to list all the things I just told you. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you get sufficient sleep. Make sure you spend time with some exercise program and meditation. Do some yoga. Dance around. Do some reading to help you relax your body. Make sure you eat properly. Cut away some of the things you know that's not good for you. So this is what I do with the pillars of prosperity. Those 5 pillars are linked. All she wants to do is to go on a vacation with her sister. But she found out that she couldn't keep the promise to herself. She seek help, came to me, and therefore I'm using her tonight as the example for the next 3 days also, how you can save money, reach your goal, to purchase what you need, drive the car of your choice, go on a vacation and be debt free. But it must start with a belief that yes, you can save, yes, you can do better. So tonight, this is what I brought to you from the pillar of financial prosperity, with making an effort to save money to have a better life. A vacation is required. Everybody needs to have some time just to relax. Her dream vacation with her sister is hanging by a thread. My job is to see if she can reach that goal. So tomorrow night, we are going to take mental prosperity and align it with saving money to go on a vacation. We have to find a way to get her on this vacation. That's our job here at the Tessa-Marie Show. So sending you light and joy. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everybody, for coming to visit with us tonight. And those of you who heard it, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you know of someone who needs to get a little bit of it, share it so that they too can find out what they can do to make their physical prosperity healthy in order to maintain their savings for a different and a better future. Have a great evening. Let me